Were any of those places 12-ounce cans?
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, selling by the pint.
I don't know if they were 12 ounce or they were polars.
All right, you're live, guys. Take it away.
Nice. Appreciate you. Let's
this
go.
This dude is out here living the life of Riley, Brent. I ain't talking about Pat Riley neither.
Man, there's a lot of stuff going on. Aries, get away from there. A lot of stuff going on, a lot of stuff going down, a lot of stuff to talk about, a lot of fun, interesting conversations we could be having here at this point in the
let's
life.
Have them.
In the life of the unemployed.
No, let's have them right now.
There's not a whole lot to mention because I really don't have a whole lot going on. So that's kind of the thing. It's kind of boring here. Brothers at Watershed. So
yeah, I don't know what that is, but it sounds like it's an event, like a Coachella type of situation. Is it something like that? Burning Man?
Yeah, it's a bunch of artists who get together and
it has one of those names. I can see that. Everybody knows my situation, man. I appreciate everybody and their get wells and well wishes.
It's the big ER homie now, right?
Man, big urgent care homie.
There we
go. Shout out to everybody in Switzerland and Kuala Lumpur and all of their well wishes. I see y'all out there. Matter of fact, I see everybody because
don't forget
numbers is moving. I be seeing y'all out here. Y'all making the numbers move. So continue to subscribe and tell your homies to do it. Tell all the homies to do it. Tell your homies to do it. Tell your mama's homie to do it. Go out there and get it. All of the little podcast spots where you can go, Apple, Stitcher, and iHearts, and all it is. Subscribe to all of them. Hit us up because I see y'all out there sneakily hitting us up, checking us out, receiving the information. Hey, I'm with it.
And we appreciate that for sure. Nothing wrong with that. We're down.
I'm not even mad at it.
People are sharing, Yeah. Hey, being since the big pharma homie, the big EC homie, the big everything homie, and yours truly Sticks, the unemployed homie, is, out here in the streets, damn near, looking for a job. I'll get into that here in a minute. Hey, knock it off. And so, hey, we're looking for any sponsors, anybody who wants to, donate to help the cause. We were talking about a mic earlier. Need to get a couple of those rolling. Well, I need to get one. Homie's got one. We got the link on the YouTube channel. Check it out. Subscribe, like he said. We're down. Mm-hmm. We got both the Twitter handles up there for you. Mine at Stick015 and us big homie at homie_anonymous. You can also peep out the little tab at the top that says, donate a little bit.
Donations.
Just to help out the cause. But yeah, man, we appreciate everybody. So it's been fun and we're going to continue to keep going. So like I said, check out the YouTube channel, subscribe, and then also whatever podcast platform you're listening to right now. We appreciate that too. It's starting to make some moves, as the homie referenced to a little bit earlier. Go to thisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Check out all of the content that he has on there. Lots of stuff on there from, kids to adults. So it's fun stuff to check out. And while you're there, grab some merch from the Funner family, baby.
Shout out the network,
we're going to get into this, but we got the Mariners going for their new streak they just started after the 3-game sweep of Texas.
Hold on. Did you literally
I don't need to hear none of that nonsense.
Wait, hold on.
Because they're going to Houston for 4 games, and I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it again
to Mariners. You didn't waste no time.
Hey, man, I was just trying to break it down for them all so they know what the heck what they're getting into.
Oh, my God, the preamble, bro. The Mariners preamble, bro.
Yeah, so we're going to get into that, but I'm going to say it again. I expect nothing less than a sweep of the Houston Astros in Houston on their home turf. 4-game series starts tonight at 5 p.m. And I expect
see a
nothing
boy
less
hit it
than
off
a
the
sweep.
sign, though. I see him, man. He might be somebody. I don't know. Nobody knows. I like the fact that you was down from day one, and it seemed like you had an eye on the kid before I even heard the kid come up to the bigs, bro. So I appreciate that. I like you being, you know what I mean, in your bag with keeping that little Mariners nugget that was just waiting to shine, because you have been pumping them up from day one. And I do have to say that if y'all didn't know, this dude been talking this J-Rod Julio, and I was like, who is this? Who is this? Who is it? He sounded like he should be somebody. He's in the damn minors. This dude was already on it. And you might be on this up. My dog hit it off the damn sign, G. Junior never did nothing like that. I don't think I've ever seen nothing like that done. If you've ever been formerly what was known as Safeco Field, okay, which is now T-Mobile Park, in the left field bleachers above that, while you're looking into the Seattle downtown skyline, okay, building, there's a great view if you're sitting on the first baseline. You look straight across to left field in that hole. That's what you see. Which is now. What are you doing? I'm too boring for you, man.
No, I had to check. You know, I have to get back to the people when they're following right now. I have to make sure we get back to them if they have any issues, if they have any questions.
Tell them I said what's up. But no, there's a sign right there that used to say Safeco Field and it used to say T-Mobile. After that, the stadium drops off. All you see is Seattle skyline. This dude hit it off the sign, bro. It would have been out of here, out of the park, bro. So I gotta show him love for that.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of baseball to talk about, a little bit of some gambling news to talk about. I have a couple stats, or I have a stat. Some NFL camps are underway. And we got some, like I said, some MLB and a lot of, training camp with a lot of nonsense talk. That's what they're all about.
Get your popcorn ready. It's training camp. We watching dudes stretch in gym clothes and doing calisthenics and playing catch. What is training camp? It's training camp though.
Yeah, that's where you get all your
oh my God,
nonsense from. All the stories, all the BS,
from watching people work out.
He's better, and he was 4 for 9 in camp, and the other guy was 6 for 8, and that's where let's roll
all the stories.
Yeah, that's all they got to talk about. I
don't understand how they get that from just watching people work out though. But
it's just content. They just want something to talk about. That's all it is. And they've been on the hiatus for so long, and you got the different battles, quarterback battles or whatever, and you got players signing here, and what do you call it? Appendicitis surgeries, and whatever else, contract talk.
I see people on PUP already. It's people on PUP.
Yeah, you've been off for 6 months. How are you PUP? Unless you're Fernando Tatis riding a motorcycle in your off season, doing some dumb shit like that. I don't know.
You're physically unable to put on gym clothes and do stretches and do a PE class. That's what's going on.
Yeah. I saw this stat. I wanted to throw this out there because you know how I'm always talking about overs in gambling, right? Overs. I like the overs. I'm always overs. Well, I think the unders actually, the total under is like around 54% on the year, which is usually right. Yeah, baseball. Sorry, baseball stats usually right around there. But I saw this from Fox Bet today. Highest percent under games teams: Houston Astros 63%, Detroit 59%, and Oakland 57%. That was kind of interesting to me. Under games.
Yeah, if I'm looking at it the way I used to look at hockey, the only one I care about is the Astros. The other two aren't hitting high enough for me to really start like you considering it. Once you over 60%, you could seriously start considering riding it. You know what I mean? You could kind of consider setting up shop right there on that number until it starts to move. Because right now at 60%, you're making millions. You're a pro bettor, bro.
Yeah, that's not too bad. But
yeah.
In other news, what do we got in other news?
Nothing, just training camp, man. Baseball activity. Oh well, unless you want to talk about the big trade that's about to go down. Did you
Big
hear
trade
about
in
that?
what?
Dude, they're about to trade. Okay, look, they're about to. This is a huge trade about to go down. Okay, we're about to trade Brittany Griner and another dude to Russia to Russia. We're gonna trade this dude called the Merchant of Death. He's the Merchant of Death, bro. I mean, I think they should have made them throw in an extra first. Brittany Griner and this dude that nobody ever heard of, that nobody cared about until recently. Okay, and I think he's been in jail there for like 15 years or something, or 6 years or something like this. Okay. And this dude is the Merchant of Death, bro. Don't give up the Merchant of Death for just Brittany Griner. You better tell them to throw in a couple of prospects. We tripping out here. This the Cold War part 2. I'm telling you, we about to have major beef with Russia, man. It seems wild. It seems weird.
Yeah, that Russian government is all under a bunch of nonsense right now still, and all that terrible things that they're doing. They just need to get you better get Griner, you better get that dude, and you better get a couple others that are locked up there for no damn reason and bring them back for that.
Merchant of Death. If we got a dude of yours called Merchant of Death, no, bro, that's Kevin Durant. You know what I'm saying? I need everything you got for Merchant of Death. He should have calmed down. He should have calmed down with the nickname, and maybe we would have fell for the Brittany Griner and this other dude trade. But I don't know how this is going to turn out, though. I just thought that was a funny observation. We're really considering treating international relations like free agency and the training deadline. I thought that was real wild. Joe Biden's, he's doing what he's doing. He's out here.
Jeez, yeah.
I did hear one thing. We need somebody younger out here doing what's supposed to be done. That's all I know. That's all I know, bro. That's all I know, bro.
Shit. I did hear some NBA news today that James Harden's going to take 2 years for $60 million. What NBA player gets paid $60 million anymore these days? Isn't it like 80 to 127? I think he's taking 2 years at 30 million, each. Maybe. That's a good question. I can't remember now. I think it was 2 years, 60 million. So I think it's 30 million each year. There ain't nobody in the NBA game. I think the lowest guy on the depth chart gets paid 30 million these days.
Yeah, I think that. Well, he was already talking about at the beginning of all of this stuff that started dropping in the offseason, that he was willing to take a pay cut in order for us to get guys. Now it's what guys are they're supposed to be getting, and to team up with Joel Embiid. Now that Kyrie Irving wants to bounce, KD wants to bounce, they feel like they got an opening in Eastern Conference to be able to find somebody, but most of the people have already signed. So it's like, who are they bringing in? So these is all going to be role players, because there's no names out there left for acquisition, really. So I don't know what's up with that.
Yeah, I just heard that a little bit ago. I was like, who gets paid the $30 million to play NBA anymore? It's like at least minimum 60 to 80. But enough of that NBA. That was the sideshow of the Nas Big Homie NBA in 60 seconds or less, because he definitely could have done that in 60 seconds.
Yeah, there's nothing
or less.
Yeah, I can't believe that Kevin Durant even pops up. I mean, why are you making Kevin Durant like one of your topics on First Take and Skip and Shannon and blah blah blah? There's nothing happened since since a week ago, week and a half ago, 2 weeks. It's been a month already. There's nothing happening. Why are you still reporting on? I think people stretching this July
because they want to talk about NBA so bad. It's like it's off season, nothing's going on until something does. Then just nothing to talk about NBA wise. Yeah, they all out. Never mind. They all out. Yeah. But we do have some NFL to talk about. A preseason game is next Thursday, I believe. They're the 4th, whatever day that is.
The good Hall of Fame game next weekend.
Yeah. I think. Yep, next August 4th. So that's going to get down. And I heard Kyler Murray talking about a little bit of his contract clause where he has to study.
Man, what's up with that? What did you think about that though?
Nobody's ever
look at it.
There ain't one person in it says that they've ever seen that before in a contract.
Nobody's ever heard of it. Okay, so that's cool. Nobody's ever heard of it. But why are we hearing about he's the first person to ever get it? Why does it filter down to me? Why does the anonymous big homie get news flash that Kyler Murray needs to spend a minimum of 4 hours per his clause, an addendum on paper, black and white, to his clause that says he must or he's in breach? Why do we know that?
Exactly, for us to talk about and to give the team, the Arizona Cardinals, something to people to start talking about them and watch them.
So you think the Cardinals put it up?
Oh, yeah. It was all the Cardinals who put it in the contract for him to sign.
No, but why do we know about that? Because there's people who got all kinds of don't attack tees, you know what I'm saying? Don't be on a motorcycle. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or don't do your favorite activity.
You know the NFL's a business.
You would be in breach.
You know NFL's a business, right? What are people talking about right now? Kyler Murray's contract.
Yeah.
Who's he affiliated with? The Arizona Cardinals.
Right.
Who are people going to be talking about and want to watch when the season starts?
What?
For viewership, the Arizona Cardinals, because they want to know anything they can hear about Kyler Murray and his study habits for the week. Because they're going to continue to ask him.
Okay, so you're thinking that they just planted a seed of a story that they're going to be able to come back to in a couple of weeks when the season starts and go, Kyler Murray, study habits. That's what you're thinking.
Something like that to get people more interested. You know, the Cardinals haven't won a playoff. They didn't win a playoff game last year. They're right on the brink of this, you know, having a good team.
What do you mean? The Cardinals don't do anything. It's been well documented on this particular podcast. I mean, I hate to quote myself, but I already told you, Kyler Murray's not it, period. I don't care what is going on. I would not have paid him this bread. If I'm very leery about giving Lamar Jackson the bread, I'm definitely not giving this dude the bread. They are making a huge mistake. Now, who put this out there? The team put this out there. Okay. The team wants you to know already. The team wants an out. This is not like something that a Woj or a reporter, journalist cat found out. This got leaked, G. The team says if this dude takes a deuce again this year, after the big homie's been telling you for 2 seasons straight that he is not the one, he is not the guy. He hears those Aaron Donald footsteps. It's a wrap for him. And it generally is every year. So the team says, we're going to give you all of this money, but you know how the NFL works. See, everything they try to get to the guarantee money, and they forget all of these extra years in the back because those could be just deleted with a cut, right? But there's a certain amount of money. That's why all the players are trying to get all their contracts negotiated to guaranteed money. That's why the guaranteed money is now the thing. It's not how many years and how long, because Patrick Mahomes he's going to try to renegotiate again later on in the back half of his deal. But getting back to the original point, I'm not giving this guy that bread. Then
how
no way.
How does it feel when you're the person when you're Murray getting this contract and being like, you could look at it this way. Okay, what the hell these guys want me to? They want me to study more. Okay, I've already do that. That's fine. For 4 hours or whatever, whether he does that on his own time or what already, right? Just saying he does, right?
He can't. There's no way he does.
And now he has to. And it's like, okay, so you're questioning my abilities to be your quarterback, or you want me to do a little bit more, but you don't trust me enough to be your franchise quarterback, so to speak. So you're going to put this in a clause. So there's a slap in the face.
Yep.
But then you look at it in Kyler Murray's side, and he's like, these motherfuckers. But you know what? 160 million guaranteed. Where do I sign?
I'm doing it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm doing it.
I mean,
because
where do you
clearly
sign?
He wasn't doing it. The reason why they're asking him to do it is because he doesn't do it. He's like one of those. He wanted to play baseball, bro.
By the way, the he makes more money in a year or $2 million less than the whole Oakland Athletics roster does right now.
Well, that's easy on the pick with the A's, but yeah.
But this reason why this came about is because he mentioned in an interview one time that he doesn't study film.
Yeah, exactly.
Because
it's well known.
He's just a natural athlete or whatever. So he sees it better on the field, which I understand. You get in the game situation and you're ready to roll. So
he's also a natural short person too, who shouldn't be playing football. I'm not giving this little dude this money, man. I'm not kidding. They messed up. That team is like they're worse than the Browns, bro. Because the Cardinals, whether it was St. Louis or whatever, they've never been good. Never. There wasn't like back in the day when. Yeah, they're like one of the old school, super old school teams. But yeah, no, they have never beat anybody. Kurt Warner was probably and Larry Fitzgerald was their best option to make that happen. It did not work. And that was it for them. And ever since then, guess what it's been? Fly like, well, not an eagle, but fly like a cardinal, up out of there. Everybody out of the scene. And they actually always have something to say soon as they leave. Honey Badger said, "Oh, I'm pissed. I'm out." What's my man's name? Calais Campbell said, "I'm pissed and I'm out." Another big dude was like, "Oh, don't, man, you need to get up out of there."
Took the year off last year. Said
Fitzgerald don't even want to play. He don't even want to retire. He just said, "Nah, I'm out of here." So it's been a bad go for them. I like I said, it's just gonna be a mistake. I'm gonna enjoy watching this year and being right again for the third year, three times.
Well, speaking of quarterbacks, I saw this also on NFL on Fox today. Top winning percentage since 2000. You were talking about quarterbacks and contracts. Lamar's on the contract list, right? Looking for a payday. So top winning percentage since the year 2000. Mahomes, 79.4%. Brady, 76.9%. Lamar, 75.5%. Your boy Peyton, 73%. And then Garoppolo, 70%. So Lamar's on this list of winning percentage of quarterbacks, minimum 40 starts.
Yeah.
And he hasn't got paid yet.
Right.
If everyone wants to look at numbers and all this, he puts you in a 75% chance to win. That's a pretty good season record.
Yeah.
So he's probably looking at that now, and if that's getting out there, he's sitting. He's at practice. He's putting in the work. But however, we wish him the best, and that we'll see how
he's currently under contract.
Yeah, he's like that rookie. Is it the 1 year deal left or whatever, where they always can negotiate?
Where you could do the extension, right? Okay, Lamar Jackson is like Shohei Ohtani to me. If you're gonna do a comparison, he needs to be out of there too, because he has been there for that period of time and has not seen anything happen. And look at what's up with Mike Trout. Here we go again with this dude. So it's not. With this situation, it's like, even though he's got a Super Bowl winning coach, how many Super Bowls Harbaugh then won? 2. With the was he the head coach of no, he wasn't there for the first Ravens. That was Brian Billick.
Brian Billick, yeah.
That was Brian Billick. Okay, so but he did win the second one. Okay, because they turning the lights out. They known for cheating. People doing all kind of crazy stuff. Shout out to Colin Kaepernick. But anyway, okay, they did win that one. So he does have a Super Bowl winning coach who is he's one of those guys that I've been telling you keep your eye on. He's a special team / defensive guy. That's where his origins are. The John Harbaugh origins are there. If you don't have a dude or one of those mental football quarterback brain guys on the squad with him, it's not going to be good. It's not going to be good because look you got Zach Wilson struggling. You got dudes like young Herb trying to get over the hump. We need to be talking about these quarterbacks who are like in their second year. What's up with Justin Fields and Mac Jones and some of these dudes that we need to watch? Are their jobs going to be somebody going to be looking to move into their jobs because they're under the heat too? Trey Lance. You know what I mean? Those dudes is coming. So Lamar's going to get paid, or he's going to go to a different team, or he's going to do something. He's going to get it as long as he doesn't get hurt.
Someone will pay him for sure.
He's got to be with a spot with a system where he could grow. Because I think in that squad, if you just give him Mark Andrews, he's going to keep doing the same thing over and over. And it's going to be Michael Vick. You know what I'm saying? Michael Vick, he just had what he had, Roddy White, and that was it. It's going to be bad.
Yeah, it's going to be, that's what they want us to talk about right now. And that's what we're been talking about. So, training camps are underway. But, I do have one thing about this. Well, we have a few things about the Seahawks. So, Chris Carson retires. KJ Hawk retires as a Seahawk. That's good.
Flying the nest.
Carlos Dunlap signs with KC.
Flying the nest.
I don't
Who do y'all have?
I know they have
Quandre Diggs in the Quandre Diggs t-shirt.
I'll say it right now. I think they're gonna be I think they'll win 6.5 games because even against the NFC West is the best division, well, one of the best divisions right now. With the exception of the Seahawks, I think, but a lot of people are counting them out at 6.5. A lot of the tickets are coming in on the under. I mean, I might just take a flyer on the over 6.5. I mean, you'll see that over. You'll see it. I can't stay away from those.
Well, as a fan on a season total, I wouldn't either. Yeah, that's just a flyer.
Yeah, but I mean, hey, it might be worth it for 6.5 wins, or it might even be 5, or it might be 6, just plain 6. So get a push on that. But that'd be interesting to find out
what the number is. I mean, you getting plus 600 or something.
Yeah, I don't know. I haven't looked into it. Can't look into it around this mug.
No, it's too early for that anyway. We'll start getting into
you can peep it out next week though.
We'll start looking at preseason, prospects and what goes on after the first preseason game. Then we'll start talking.
That first full week, I think, we'll set it up.
Yeah, who's going to be on what rosters? We'll be able to give you.
Well,
some opinions.
They cut a majority like right after that first week now. So
right,
they go from like 90 to 70 or something real quick, or 80 or something, and then cut back down a couple weeks in. They go pretty quick.
Just three preseason games.
Yeah, just 3, right? So
yes, sir. So hey, I mean, if the first game is going to be like, you're not going to see any name that you normally are used to seeing on your favorite team's roster. You know what I'm saying? Playing in that first game. So
not even close.
Just tune in and just be happy to see, teams that you've heard of. This ain't the USFL, right? This is real. So you could tune in for that. As fans, you will. And you'll be able to see if there are some guys who are giving up blood and guts trying to make this team too. And that's all you see in the first game. Then you'll start to find out what positions and stuff like that need bodies for, what positions need cuts. That's when your first couple injuries start happening, right? What I'm saying? After that first week of practice and after that first game, you're going to start getting, I'm saying the Ravens are going to be without so-and-so for the first 6 weeks of the season, in those type of situations. Hope that don't happen to nobody, but I mean, you're always bound to hear a story.
Yeah, there's always one or two. What's your outlook on or what's your thoughts on Julio signing with the GOAT Tom Brady in Tampa Bay, and then them picking up Kyle Rudolph? Kyle Rudolph's not a bad pickup, in my opinion.
I mean, I think that I would probably rate him higher than Cameron Brate, right?
I don't know. Cameron Brate's solid too. I like Brate.
Yeah, but Kyle Rudolph been catching touchdown passes from, Kirk Cousins for a minute. He's just been doing it. Yeah. So I was looking at it. So does this make Julio Jones and Kyle Rudolph, does that put a spotlight on them for you when it's time to look at your fantasy squad now? Are you trying to pick up some easy points? You think these some scoring opportunities for you? Because on the field, to be honest, I don't know what Julio has left. I mean, based on what I seen last year, it looked like,
of course, with Mike Evans and Chris Godwin also, right?
That's what I'm saying. You're just throwing this
too many weapons, like the freaking Chargers with Keenan Allen and who's the other guy they had too, and then the rookie they had. Man,
you talking about Chargers?
Yeah, the Chargers.
Mike Williams,
Keenan Allen, and then they had that other dude that was like the rookie or whatever that came in and caught a lot of passes also. Yeah. So you got too many options there. So when I'm looking at it, we'll look into the fantasy perspective too once we get in there, because I'm excited about fantasy football. There's so many options out there. Wide receiver position.
Yeah.
And, tight end position, that's always a dime a dozen anyway, or, you could pick a different tight end every week and be okay.
Yeah. Well, I think
back in the day,
on the field, I think the Kyle Rudolph situation might be a lot more beneficial for Tom Brady in terms of maybe keeping some continuity, because he's been catching passes regularly in the end zone for, Kirk Cousins for a minute.
And he played for the Giants last year, so he's itching for a nice quarterback to play for.
Yeah, and I think that Julio's a tall target. He could be that Randy Moss style target for him on that fade from that fade pattern to the back corner of the end zone from the 10-yard line and that kind of thing. It could be that. Just I'm gonna throw it to a spot and you go get it.
Right.
Because he can't run patterns, but he could do that.
Yeah, he hasn't lost his hands, because you see freaking the grip that dude has is unreal for Julio. So
yeah. So who's the starting running back for the Seahawks now? Since for a fact dude is gone, he's retired.
Well, Rashad Penny will hopefully not be on the PUP list. When he starts.
Okay.
This season, and then Kenny Walker, the rookie from Michigan State.
I'm
down with him.
There's a starter.
He's going to be the bruiser. I think that's the sleeper pick for a lot of people out there.
There's a starter. They would be smart if they just go ahead and just give him the rock. Let him and Penny do a 1-2 situation, of course.
Yeah, because there's no team besides the freaking Titans who have a one running back team right now.
Yeah. That's not even so let them both run, do it how you do it. But you can't sit back and go, oh, this dude's a rookie and we're not going to play him. No. He led the NCAA and everything. Okay. So the last couple cats that have been doing that is out here. Najee Harris, Derrick Henry. All of these dudes is out here. There's gang of them. Okay. So let him get out there and eat. And if you want to run, Pete, maybe you might have found something if you get them two out there and let it go. What's up with the wide receiver situation with the Seahawks? I haven't heard not a single name of repute. I mean, NFL channel hasn't spun through Seahawks training camp that I've seen.
No, and they're only talking about the DK situation, the hold in, looking for more money.
Tyler Lockett.
Tyler Lockett is the guy, and then who's the guy they just drafted? Was it Bo Melton? Who else did they have? Like freaking,
Jimmy G coming?
No, I don't think so. I think they're really gonna roll through the season with Drew Lock and Geno Smith, unless something happens in the middle of the year where you can get somebody different or cheap. I mean, it's almost like they're looking towards the draft. So,
man, you better call.
Sure, they have something.
Call Jay Cutler.
Call Jay Cutler. Pull him out of retirement.
I mean, there's a couple guys, man, that are like around that age of Cam Newton that they could probably get out there and give you something, like Jay Cutler. Jay Cutler could probably give you something. Josh Rosen clicked back on. That means he's keeping himself in shape. I can't remember what squad I seen him in a jersey in today, but he's clicked back on with somebody.
That's right. I think we talked about that. I think we saw that a week ago or 2 weeks ago. But yeah, I don't know, man. It's going to be fun. See what happens. Football season is upon us.
Yeah, I haven't seen Baker Mayfield. I've seen him put the little the helmet with the pads on the top of it. They got this newfangled Guardian helmet so they can eliminate the head clinking of big guys and whatnot. Even during light practices, so they're minimizing all of the residual physical contact down to nothing. They're trying to get it down. So these dudes don't have these major injuries during the season and all of that. But you see him, man, and all the analysts, they're talking about like, Darnold, give your job up now. They're already giving the job to Baker Mayfield, like projected starter. I don't even think that's going to be the case, but we're going to see, man. I love it, man. I'm all inside training camp.
Yeah, like just like we talked about last week. I mean, I believe that. I mean, I think one way or another, Baker's going to be the starter for Carolina week 1, no matter what, because they play the Browns. So that's just good. Yeah, the story's too good. You know how the NFL likes story time. So, all right, let's get into some MLB because, you know, we got a time frame to keep on here with all these sponsors rolling in and people listening, and they want to, you know, get to it. So, you know, stay tuned for the post-game show, though. But you have to go to YouTube to check that out. So there might be a little bit of
Chile.
It might have to be a little bit of a post game that you'll have to tune into on the YouTube channel with Sports Fix the Sticks and the Nas Big Homie. So we will see. Hey, but like I said, it's a lot going on this weekend. Excited for this weekend. Before we get started with some MLB, you have to give a shout out to Trent and Danny Henderson and They're Always Having Fun Foundation. The golf tournament is Saturday, finally here at Washington National Golf Club in Auburn.
Hey,
go to the Always Having Fun Foundation.org for info and to donate to Angel Man Syndrome. Peep them out. It's going to be fun times. We're going to be there. One way or another.
They got your picture up. You know what I mean? It got the logo. The brand is on blast all on the website. So since you were a returning participant.
Years after years, we're out there. It's fun. It's good times. It's lots of awesome gifts and auction items that you can peep out if you're a sports fan. If you go to the website, they show a preview, a drone footage of a clip from last year's tournament. They pan through everybody and they go through all this and they pan through the items that were there last year, and Trent and Danny and everybody associated with that do an amazing job to get items that are quality and good stuff for all the sports fans out there. That's why we do it every year, because there's always something you have to come home with. And well, obviously we do it to support the cause, but I mean, there's always something fun to take home. So
for sure, I'm gonna be like behind a sand trap and a bush, like getting mad, candid clips of you staggering about the golf course and driving recklessly in an electric cart.
That could very well be the case, but you know, we'll have to see how that all pans out. So it'll be fun times. So Saturday is going to be good. I'm looking forward to it. We do have a question from my guy, Danny Dang. I think we touched on this a little bit last week. First off, congrats to Danny and his wife, Clarissa, on their marriage this last week. So congrats to them. So his question is Soto dumb for not taking the deal from Washington? And we discussed this a little bit. In my opinion, and I think you said this, homie, too, was did you like 15 years, like 30 million or something like that, or not even 30 million? So it wasn't even like really the going rate for, you know, a star player right now. So is he dumb for not taking this deal? No, not in my opinion. He still has 2 years left on the deal he's on now. And then 15 years, he does not want to get sucked into Washington for 15 years. I think that's what we said last week.
Yeah, the team don't want it either.
Yeah. And no, I don't think. Do I think he gets? I mean, Do you think he gets moved this? I guess more of a question would be, do you think he gets moved this year, or does he get moved next year for sure? Because he's still got what, the 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, there's no way you work out a deal because they're the Nationals want 15 years at, that whatever 30 million a year, and
they want to secure his rights. That's what, how teams go. They want to secure your rights, but he wants the same thing. Everybody wants their money front loaded with options at the back end, so I can renegotiate again in 5 more years. I'll give you 5 years. We could call the number whatever we want, 15 for 466 or whatever, you know what I mean, or 10 for 460. I don't know, whatever the hell the number was, right? Yeah. But we want, as a player, I want the money front loaded so I could be able to come back at this again at age 27.
Right.
And re-up one more big time. Right. But I need that number jacked up high because I need to keep moving the needle up. I can't accept a below market deal as a player. But for the team wants to give you the 15 by 466 equally, right? So at some point when they could say cut, and you just cut, right? They just give you a release. You know what I'm saying? Because they only want to pay you for services rendered, not services for the future. Because in 5 years at 27, okay, if he's still not a productive player, that team wants to move him. But that he becomes a trade deadline piece of bait at that time, at 27, 5 years from now. So somebody else takes a salary like they should have did with Mike Trout, but now he's hurt again. But you get what I'm saying with the Angels. He should not have taken the money. No, he shouldn't have taken the money. You know what I'm saying? Unless the money is front loaded to where you can give you what is comparable in the league right now, yearly salary up there in the top 3. I got to have a top 3 yearly salary for the next couple years. So it renegotiates my whole deal. So take these 2 years and the first 3 years of the other deal, they got to be like the most money earning.
Besides Mike Trout, which was the 10 years for, was it 10 for 4 or something? But you had Machado, you had all those other guys, the 3 tattoos, the 10 or 11 years for 300, right? 300 million.
Yeah.
So 30 million a year. And then I guess my math was off. So 15 years for less than 30 million was what it was for Soto, if I remember correctly. But however, I don't think he's crazy at all either. I think, and you're 100% right. And it's different from you going from Judge, who's almost his 30s, right? Or is he 30? Barcott wouldn't know, but he's definitely older than Soto. And the contract that he's going to get is looking for is more than likely his last contract because he's already 30. If he's going to get a 10-year deal, it's over. But you got Soto who's, 23 and looking for I would think a lesser 10, like a 10, even maybe a 10-year deal or even shorter than that, 5, 6, 7, like you said. That way you can give one more contract before you decide to call it quits and go from there. But now for all these elite players, it seems like they always want, or not they, but like the agents want it and the team wants the 10 years, 300 plus million, to go with that. And right now how could you not sign a 5-year? Well, why can't it be 5 years at 30 million for someone like him? 5 years, 30 million, whatever that is.
I think that they're trying to make the numbers run out. So everything looks competitive for what they're paying people, right? So now that Patrick Mahomes got what he got, or Max Scherzer got what he got, right? Then the next salary has to kind of look like that. But Max Scherzer got 3 for 130.
Right. Okay. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
3 for 130. How come you can't do something like that? That's 40. That's 43.
The only thing I would say about that would be because he's young, because he's younger.
They want to lock him in.
Younger.
Yeah, they want to lock him in. The team does. Yeah.
Yeah, but if you're a good franchise winning, then how do you not do that right now?
I don't know. Maybe you want to be like the Angels and you want to have Anthony Rendon and give him set 245 for 7 and Mike Trout 426 for 12. Right. They could be doing that too. You know what I'm saying? So maybe they're not doing so bad. They don't want to end up right there. Right. They don't want to end up with a Rendon. You know what I'm saying? Because Rendon is number 3 in salary this year behind your boy Corey Seager. Shout out to Corey Seager getting 10 for 325.
Again, he was a younger guy too, right? Was he like 20?
Yeah, that was his. Yeah, that was the Dodgers gave him his break. And then he went and got his money. So he went and got 10 for 325. How old is Corey Seager?
And then you got Marcus Semien, who kind of did the same thing when he left the Blue Jays to go there. I mean, Bryce Harper got the same thing, right? He got the salary from the Phillies after he left Washington.
Oh, Corey Seager's 28.
Yeah, I thought he was like right around there, 27, 28.
Shout out to him. He said, let me get my 30-something right now.
Yeah. Is it just it's a 10-year deal, right? Or
is
it 10 or 11?
10 for 325. So average of 32 and a half per. But that's average. So you don't know how it's laid out. And I can guarantee you if he's smart, and I know these guys got a lot of these, geniuses as agents and accountants and things like that. They're making sure that the first 5 years is super front loaded. However much time you're going to have in your prime, you want it to be front loaded heavily. I would love to see the details of this Mike Trout contract. That sounds like it was like 2 years ago. That sounds like the dumbest contract I've ever heard. 12 for 426, given what Mike Trout has given me. Oh, come on. You going off of Mike Trout first contract. You know what I'm saying? He's living off of his old reputation because that's not enough. That's too much.
Well, it's funny because you heard the words on the street now is like shopping the Showtime or whatever. Like,
I ain't surprised.
I mean, that's another one of those deals. Like, I don't think the Soto deal goes down I don't think the Soto goes down within, 4 days? Because either, and if it does, someone's going to not pay, but they're going to give away a lot. But then again, it's like, what are you really doing with your farm systems these days anyways? Because it doesn't feel like the farm systems are coming up. You don't see, well, I guess you got a few.
The Dodgers is notorious for having good farm teams. Come on, man.
Yeah. I mean, the Mariners have a good farm system too, right? So yeah. I'm not saying that the Mariners should or could, decimate their farm system that they've been building to get Soto, unless you can give them, a couple prospects that aren't your top 10 guys, and then, throw in
is there MLB
player right now?
Is there anybody on the current lineup that Angels front office, aside from Julio Rodriguez, is there anybody on the current lineup?
Mariners current lineup?
No, the Angels front office. Is there anybody on the Mariners lineup that they could package that you could package that the Angels front office might want?
Oh, for Shohei? Again, that I don't think is that something you really. I know the NFL doesn't like to do that. The baseball, they do it every once in a while. They'll trade it from division, but that's usually a player for a player type thing. I don't know if there's a package that they would want to do that, especially with playing them 19 times a year, that you could get Shohei when you already spent that money to actually be able to get in the draft lottery for him. And now you're saying, okay, well, maybe that's the money well spent that
they made that back. Yeah.
Threw into that. You get that back with the, with Shohei. But I mean, what are the Angels looking for? I mean, they're a complete disaster. They don't even have a head coach right now or a real manager right now after they fired Joe Madden earlier in the years. They got a replacement. So they're going to have to get a new manager anyways. So they really starting over. So if they want to build, I don't think you throw in your farm system to their farm system to get Shohei, if you know what I'm saying. But yeah, if you want to throw in like a Mitch Haniger or Kyle Lewis, no offense to Mitch Haniger or Kyle Lewis, but they're both injured.
That's what I'm saying though, is are those valuable pieces to me to where the Angels might go, I could consider it, because I don't think that y'all could put a package together. I don't think the package would probably have to include the kit, right? So I don't think you have any arm talent that I would say, yeah, I gotta have that guy. Give me him, and I at least want him, and then I at least want this guy, and then now let me look at your farm squad. I don't even think you have a guy like that. Maybe, I don't know, JP. No, I don't think so. That's what I'm saying.
No, I mean, you got a farm system full of, top 20 MLB prospects. The Mariners have like at least four guys in the top 20 in the MLB prospect minor league. Mm-hmm. However, that's another reason why I don't think that you don't go after Shohei, you don't go after Juan Soto, even though Soto and Julio, J-Rod in the outfield for years to come would be fucking amazing. Right. But I mean, that would be a sight to see. But however, I just don't think you can decimate your farm system to do that at this point. Especially with the pitching prospects that the Mariners do have. They have
man, if it's Juan Soto, I'm doing it. If it's for Shohei, no. For Juan Soto, what y'all want? You want the list for the AA too? Hold on, let me go get it.
Yeah, let me go get it. Yeah, you're right. I agree with that. I mean, I would much rather take
22 years old
Soto if you get him for something, and then I don't know, even if he does just play out the next 2 years, but you have to do it for right now. I mean, that's really what it's about. You have to go for right now.
Even if you gave him Robinson Cano money. 22, dog. 22. You got years with
and you got
Ichiro years with
21.
That's what I'm saying. You would have Ichiro time out of both of these cats. You would get basically like the original prototype Mariners, but stay together. Because who all stayed together? It was Edgar and who? You know what I'm saying?
Edgar, Griffey.
Yeah, no, Griffey left. It was Bone.
Oh, Jay.
That was it. Everybody else left. You know what I'm saying? Randy Johnson left. A-Rod left. Everybody left.
Gotcha. Yeah.
So in this situation, you would at least have two guys instead of having to go get a Nelson Cruz to go with a Robinson Cano. Right. And then you can find that next Felix Hernandez, because you need to relive those mid-2000s one more time, Mariners fans, because it's about to be 20 years. We're sleeping. I think y'all been asleep for too long, because
it's about ready to start tonight, baby.
It's about to be, you need that Mariners baseball, you know what I'm saying, with the Dave Niehaus voice. You need that hype again, because you have a solid squad, and it's not like they can't build one, because they've built one continuously throughout the years. But what I think that they have done is mismanaged money and gave the wrong cats big money. They came here, got the money, stayed the whole time to get every single dollar of that money, and didn't produce on the field. So I think the ownership is gun shy about doing that kind of thing again. So they just keep rolling with what they got. And we've talked about this over and over about how the Mariners front office looks at.
What did we talk about payroll? Wasn't the Mariners like bottom third of payroll? It was only like cash. 80 or 90 million or something like that, if I remember correctly.
Mad cash. They're in the bottom five.
Maybe teams. 100 if they were lucky.
Mm-hmm.
So
they were in the bottom five teams of payroll.
Do they spend or do they not spend? It's going to be interesting to find out. We got a few days till the trade deadline. When we get back from the golf tournament, baby, there'll be something to talk about on Monday and Tuesday. That is for sure. Was it Tuesday at noon?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're going to spend young. This would be the time to do it. Put a package together, get Juan Soto over here, and have a little Dominican party over here and just have it pop. You know what I'm saying? Just get Seattle popping with that good.
Let's go.
That good sauce.
I kind of like your thinking, homie. I agree with you in a bit of that.
That should be if you know me, Dodgers fans and Yankees fans, mad spoiled, right? Anybody that becomes available, we think we should be able to get them because we generally do. For the Mariners, y'all need to rally the fan base, just like we did with trying to find out who Julio's BP pitcher was. Rally the troops and get everybody to start knocking on that Twitter office door of Mariners front office and say, hey, we got to get this done, man. Come up with real proposals for them. There's no way to come in to think that you're going to make something happen unless you put something together that looks tasty enough. That's why I asked you about Shohei Ohtani. Could you even put together a situation like that? Washington is like trying to cash out, I think. They got rid of Bryce Harper. Okay. They got rid of Rendon. They wasn't trying to pay nobody else. I bet you they're trying to trade places with the Mariners so they can pay minimum salaries for a little while and bubble and stay out of the papers while the Commanders, stay on the front page, testifying, getting busted. They just float under the radar and keep making money, keep making baseball money with low expectations. Them and the Orioles. The whole state of Maryland just float under the radar.
Orioles might slip into the playoffs.
The Orioles gonna fuck around and win some shit. You see what happened? They letting their boys play. That's the same thing we've been saying this whole time. Let your boys play.
Let your boys play, have some fun, and go. Hey, I do want to say before we should probably close this out and go to the post game party, so people can tune into YouTube after you finish watching the podcast. You can go to the YouTube channel and check out the post game because we got shit to say on there.
Don't ask for the timestamp.
Yeah, not yet. I attempted to try to figure that out, but I'll put it on there sometime tonight or tomorrow. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But however, I wish Barkott was on here because I give him some shit right now because Judge has 38 home runs and I told him he's gonna hit 61. I'm telling y'all, he's going to hit 61. He hasn't had a 2 home run game. Actually, I think, didn't he just have a 2 home run game? But he's still got, 60 something games left to get to 61. He's only 20, 48, 50, 20 something away to get there. I think he hit 60 one way or another. Because you can't pitch around him really. Right. And early in the game, you're going to try to get him out. Later in the game, he's going to have runners on. You're going to have to pitch to him. Signing Benintendi now, but that motherfucker gets a shot now, doesn't he? Right. And a shot is a vaccination. But you're going to have another bat in the lineup that you don't have to worry about Joey Gallo getting up there striking out 197 times. Right. So I'm still on the Judge over 61 home runs, like I told Barkott, and he better listen to this and he better fucking come back with his tail between his fucking legs.
Oh, we need AB on here for 2 reasons: to get his opinion on that situation, plus his boy thinks he's Michael Jordan and he deserves a multi-episode, career anthology. Derek Jeter. I mean, I would love to hear what he's thinking about with this Derek Jeter situation because, hey, I tell him to his face, Derek Jeter don't deserve this treatment, bro. I will continue to see what the storyline, what the narrative they're trying to build up is. But
have you Derek seen Jeter the first 2 episodes yet?
Yes, I did. What you want to go in on it or what?
I wanted to watch it. Maybe that should be the after hours. If we're going to that, people want to hear about
save us clowning the Captain Doc for the post game.
Yeah, if people want to tune into the Captain Doc post game,
that's how you want to do it.
We'll still be on YouTube. If you're watching right now, you can peep it out. But after you listen to podcast on whatever platform you listen to, you'll have to go check out the post-game party that we're going to be throwing right now for the next few minutes. And
everybody that's on live, y'all just, buckle up.
Buckle up and stay tuned because you don't want to miss this. So thank you, everybody, for listening. We appreciate y'all. Check out the YouTube channel. If you're not checking it out now you're going to have to go check it out because we just gave you a subliminal message there. That's what it's called. Or gave you a teaser. You a teaser of what's going to happen, because your man's or my man's sitting up here, the Sydney Dean, and me like to classify myself as Billy Hoyle sometimes. Sticks, Billy Hoyle, White Men Can't Jump. You all know about all that, don't you?
Hey.
Audio and video version, we got you. Don't forget to subscribe, rate, and review on the podcast platform you listen to. Dude, I cannot spit that out ever, bro. Happens very
I'm about to try it one day, though.
Yeah, you need to take over that. You need to take over the closing. You could spit it out. Go to thisisfunner.com for more podcasts and online content. Grab some merch while you're there from the Funner family. Follow me on Twitter at Stick015. Follow this guy and I'll big homie at Homie Anonymous.
Yes, sir.
What you got for the people before we close out the broadcast of the podcast?
And speaking of podcasts, man, there's just way too many people out here podcasting, including us, man. I'm gonna tell y'all right now, y'all need to bag up, okay? We need to have like podcast battles. I think I'm gonna set this up. We need to have like a bracket, podcast battles. You win, you gotta leave. Okay, it's too many of y'all. Y'all got too much information. Y'all want a podcast about a crime, about a mystery, about your neighborhood. It's too many damn podcasts. Y'all got to calm down. Okay. Keep it professional. This is fun. Oh, look.
Oh, hey, look. And we're not stepping away right now. So they get a little bit of the after hours. Oh man, no, what's happening right now? Yeah, I'm not the host. Can't give away all the goods, can we?
I don't know. Well, it just worked out so perfectly last time. That was like it was supposed to be.
I think that's the way to go.
Yeah, it was just supposed to be.
But hey, you were saying about the podcast too, like you right. There's a billion of us out there. So y'all need to start sharing, telling us how, great we are, or how bad we are. We're down with that. We ain't afraid of negative comments. We ain't afraid of, we appreciate all the good positivity that people send us.
For sure. Well, this is the concern that I have, right? What I noticed that's happening now is that the people that used to be talked about for podcast content are now doing podcasts. What are you doing?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? You're an athlete, dog. You're still on the team right now, but you want to do a podcast now. And then you have like, and then what you have now is you have like your favorite TV show. Instead of me, Joe Schmo, regular joker, TV enjoyer, and my homies get together and put a podcast together. The people who make the show now make the podcast for the show. So they're boxing people out, bro. This game has gotten crazy. That's why I keep telling you, man. The one thing that I can tell you that I know for a fact is true, and my own kids is going to bear this out to be true one day. Content is the only thing that's selling, bro. People are imagine this little baby. I just seen a thing with a little baby, and this mom was doing something with this baby. Okay, she was, I think it was making a sandwich or something, but this baby was like a baby, like maybe 6 months. And this baby was just like eyeballing like every move. Like she knew what to do to make a sandwich. And it was hilarious, right? Is one day this child, is that going to be intellectual property for that child? Because everything is content, bro. Everybody puts themselves walking down the street, everything on a skateboard, drinking cranberry juice, man. Literally, you don't know what's going to blow up, man. So just talk as much shit as possible because you never know what's going to blow up. And I told you what my strategy was, how I was going to go about this. I ain't going to leak this since we still on the air, but I told you that's the only way to go about it. That's the only way to go about it. You know what I'm saying? And it's perfect that we're just a bunch of dudes that just happen to know a little shit about a whole bunch. You know what I'm saying? We all know shit about one thing.
No, not a damn thing about anything, but a little bit about something every once in a while. But, we just kick it and have a good time. So, that's what it is. And I think a lot of it should be more just real bullshit talk, and a lot of it not about having all the insiders give all the information and all that. I mean, yeah, we get information, of course, because we watch the sports content, just like y'all watch the sports content from a fan's perspective. So then we can give our 2 cents on that and see what we think and what we say. However, a lot of stuff we do bring, which we've proven in the past, is before a lot of it comes out, or a lot of it is even brought to fruition. I mean, we've talked about all-star game stuff, enhancements. We've talked about mics on the field. We talked about all that stuff. We talk about, sports betting. We talk about everything. So, we're just here to have a good time. And thank you all for tuning in to the post game, as what we call it right now. We're going to call it post game, after party, post game. So this is the captain doc that we were discussing earlier. Get into the captain doc a little bit. Yeah.
Well, but see, look, I got one more thing to say on the podcast thing, though.
Yeah.
Before we jump into this thing. But see, what I found that I seem to like is former athletes with the pod talking like fans. I think I enjoy that. And they're cutting in on my space. Now they want to be fans too when they used to be the performer.
Got you.
You see what I'm saying? Yeah. Now I find myself being entertained by the silliness of Ryan Clark or by Matt Barnes or Charles Barkley or anybody that happens to put a microphone in front of themselves, because they're either closer to it or they're still in it, because some of these cats are still in it. This dude, Tyreek Hill, opened up a microphone, and just went and bought a microphone, and he plugged in. Now that he's in Miami, he's plugged in. So that is how you're going to get all of your detailed Tua Tagovailoa information is going to be from this dude's podcast. Watch. It's going to be all kind of new. That's going to be popping this year too, is whether he is happy or whether he's going to be cool or not out there, and he's going to regret this Kansas City decision because he's already talking shit. But anyway, I digress. It's the captain. It's Derek Jeter. He's the captain, but he ain't number one. He's number two. Number two, Derek Jeter.
Oh,
number two.
There you go.
Shout out to John Sterling.
There you go. Yeah, man, I got sucked in last week. I tuned in. I was trying to wait and just see, like, tonight there's the next 2 episodes, and it's just like, I think there's only 7, thank goodness, because I don't want it to drag out for that long. But literally, it's been 10 days since the first 2 episodes or whatever. I guess they did 1, and then they did, I guess maybe it's only been a week since the second one.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I got tuned in and checked it out, mainly because a lot of Mariners talk on there in the first 2 episodes. So, it was about,
because it was his first
Mariners,
couple of years. Yeah.
The captain,
mid-90s Mariners, boy.
Yeah. So,
that's the commercials I was talking about with Dave Niehaus. Get into it. Mid-90s.
Yep, they were showing the Mariners a lot of love on there. So hey, you can't go wrong with that. It was fun to watch. So got to relive some of those glory days.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I got from it, there was a few different interesting tidbits that I saw.
Like
there was something about Seattle was going to trade Felix Fermin for Mariano Rivera, which is weird, before spring training.
Dang, and then they wanted to hold on to Felix Fermin that bad.
A little bit of a spoiler alert. If you haven't listened, I guess or watched it, I guess you don't want to
forget all of that.
Watch
you should have seen it,
but
y'all should have seen it.
And then Tony Fernandez broke his arm in spring training, so then the trade didn't go through, and so Jeter stayed.
Tony Fernandez, the infielder, shortstop.
Yeah. Yep, okay. Because he was the Yankee shortstop at that time. And then A-Rod denies the beef between the two. I guess that's coming to fruition sooner or later. Something about saying all that matters is winning is what they were talking about.
Yeah. That's all you got to say about that? You look like you want to move on. What? Hold on.
I'm just hitting some points real quick because I mean, there's a lot to talk about, and I think there's going to be a lot more to talk about. And like you referenced to earlier, what are they going to? And I think I even mentioned it. Like you were asking, what's it really going to be about? And I was like, it's not about his playing days. It's all about everything that leads up to how him staying there, right? And how he got to be there, and then all the players he played with, because it's almost like a freaking Yankees documentary at this point, you know, because there's not a whole lot about him. But what do you have to say about the A-Rod beef?
Well, the whole point was the first impact is the first thing. A-Rod had the nerve. I love A-Rod. He just has this kind of like unknowing, like offbeat swag. His swag is his swag, and he's cool with it. He's buttoned up. He's just that type. He would prefer to be a buttoned up guy. This dude really said he knew that I was better than him because we came up in young baseball together.
Yeah, because it was always
he would come down to Florida. Yeah,
it was always him, A-Rod, Jeter, and Nomar.
Yeah. There we go. That was the other guy. Yep. That's the other guy. That was the little trifecta, right? Because Nomar is from my backyard. Okay, Nomar grew up in Bellflower or Norwalk, one of them. They're next door cities, but he went to St. John Bosco. Okay, but he's clearly a younger guy. But yeah, so I think that's what's being set. That's what's being set up is because they haven't even talked about him coming to A-Rod being on the team yet. They're still in background mode. So that's where I said you would look like you were about to run the car off the street real quick and not even get into the some of the background mode with him and some of the old school clips of, his mom and pops telling him, hey, look, we live out here in this wild spot, man, and it is what it is. He would rather be somewhere else. But he grew up a diehard Yankees fan. What is the chance of that? That's like Kobe Bryant. You know what I'm saying? Kobe Bryant's not even from Los Angeles, lived in Philadelphia, okay, and wanted to be a Lakers fan, happens to make it to the Lakers, never plays for any other team. Jared Jeter, similar story. Because his grandmother is a diehard Yankees fan, he has baby pictures of him toddling around with Yankee shirts on and Yankee jackets and Yankee hats. So he's a lifer. You know what I'm saying? So I got a little bit out of that story and the relationship relationship or whatever with his pops. But once they got to the A-Rod coming back around, we got to the A-Rod thing. Now we're talking about playing competitive ball, right? And when A-Rod was like, because I was better than him, I was like, I thought for sure they was going to immediately cut to a Jeter going, he know better than that, just like Michael Jordan did.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like Michael Jordan did when he showed him the Gary Payton clip of how I had him locked down so tough. And Jordan just sit back and
he just, I need a timeout. Let me sip this real quick and light this stogie.
But A-Rod know he wasn't. A-Rod knows, or Jeter knows A-Rod was telling the truth. You know,
right.
gun for
100%.
gun, A-Rod's a
he
way
wanted
better
to quit.
baseball player than you.
Yep.
Come on. You know what I'm saying? That dude made you want to stop. He was so good and natural at it. So that original situation, knowing how far, because the story hasn't progressed to the point of A-Rod playing for the Yankees. This is just, oh, these dudes knew each other beforehand. Then a couple things happen. You know what I'm saying? He gets into AAA. And did you remember the whole minors, his struggles or whatever with the minors, wanting to quit?
Yeah. Yep, wanted to quit. Yep.
He want to quit. He want to go home. You know what I'm saying? A couple Plinko chips fall in the right slots. And now he makes the squad and is on the field in the Kingdom for the Ken Griffey slide. Not on he wasn't. What did we determine? He wasn't on the active roster.
Not on the active roster. He was there, but he couldn't have been put on the roster.
He couldn't have been put in the lineup, but he was there and in uniform.
Yeah.
Yep. So you see a little bit of that. Thus, your boy Sticks nostalgia at this, because this was right before, this is the year I graduated, 95. So I'm all in with the Mariners because I'm loving Junior at this time anyway from back home, right? And so I'm in with the Mariners. Mariners, I'm saying, it goes down to Mariners fever, catch it. And next thing you know, now he's talking about trying to make the lineup. Now he's trying to break in that second spring training. He's trying to make the lineup, and that's when the Yankee stories start. Go ahead, break into one of the Yankee stories. Bro.
Is that when that might have been? Was that when Tony Fernandez broke his arm? Is that spring training year where he actually got to start? Yeah. Yes. Okay.
So that's when they put him on the field.
Yeah. So that's where he ended up starting to play after that year, and then you always have the guy Strawberry.
Yeah. Took him under his wing.
Yeah, sticking up for his guys. Cold cocked at Benitez for throwing at whoever the hell he threw at. I saw that. So it would have been 90 what?
96.
6?
Yeah.
What I thought was interesting too was in the 98 season that who was it? Joe Torre, right? Was the manager of the Yankees back then?
Yep.
And he walks into a coffee shop, and El Duque, Orlando Hernandez, was cleaning tables off a coffee shop before he started an ALDS game 4 in 1998. That was kind of wild to me. Like, where have you ever seen that? And like, what the hell are you doing? Like, what's going on here? And I believe they won that game. But Jeter's just, I mean, I wonder if he's always had, I mean, he wanted to quit, but then if this is a timeline sort of thing, I don't know what year he went to arbitration, but then he calls out the boss about at the ESPYs. He said something referencing the arbitration about his money. And he called out the boss, Steinbrenner. Who's ever done that? It's like calling out freaking, who's that guy? Something white mafia guy in Boston. I know
who you're talking about too. Whitey Bulger.
Yeah, Whitey Bulger, calling out Whitey Bulger. I think that's more like, calling out Steinbrenner. You might be off at that point in New York. But the best quote I heard that I've ever heard, and we've both been there and done that, was from Jeter. And he said, loyalty one way is stupidity, which makes a lot of sense to me.
That was a line.
Enjoyed hearing that. So, I mean, all in all, the first 2 episodes I consider pretty interesting, and I'm sucked in for the next 2. Might have to watch those tonight.
Well, of course you're going to have to for the next 2, because now the Yankees, according to their timeline where the show is, the Yankees about to go on a run. Okay, so once the 95 situation happens and the Yankees the Mariners eventually lose to the Indians, right? If I remember correctly, okay, and that was the good old TBS 1995 Atlanta Braves, dog.
Hold up. We got breaking news.
Talk.
DK Metcalf
traded.
Agrees to 3-year, $72 million extension with Seahawks. VIA Bleacher Report.
3 years for what?
72 million, 58 guaranteed,
58.
30 million signing bonus.
58 guaranteed, 30 on the signing. Okay, so 30 is part of the 58. Three for so 50.
The hell is that?
Dang, his
22. It's 20 something a year he just made on an extension.
Yeah, a little bit less than 25, like 24 a piece. Now he's currently under contract. So is this an additional 3?
It's an extension, so it won't go into effect until next year.
Okay, so what they did was how many years does he have left on the current deal?
I think just 1.
Okay, so now he's got 4 years, including this one.
Yeah, which is $4 million this year.
And so basically, they just gave him some more money to open up this year for being on those, like with the one of them roster bonus situations. So the 58 million, they'll probably break them off half of that now, half of it at the beginning of next year, and then another piece of that at the end of the 3rd year, and then he probably won't have no signing bonus for the rest of his loot on the 4th year. I mean, that's a pretty safe deal for the Seahawks and him, I think.
Yeah, and we were talking about. I mean, 3 years, like you said, especially in football, it's different than 3 years in baseball.
3-year bundles.
3 years, you got this to go, and maybe
or 4,
maybe 4 years or whatever, maybe. So maybe that's the direction that they're going to take. You'll see if they get a quarterback next year, and then blossoms. And now he has an opportunity to get bigger money in that time frame, in my opinion. But anyways, we can talk about that next week if you want.
Yeah, that one will definitely be to be continued. But
TBD. Yeah, but you back to the captain, Doc. I just had to break that news for you.
Yeah, no doubt. The quarterback is going to be vital to that situation. But so where 2 left off was episode 1 gave you a background. Episode 2 gave you my starts in sports. High school, and you know what I'm saying, and minors, and this. Now we're about to see the Yankees go on a run. Now you're, like you said, you're going to see some team stories. There's no way you can't get team stories now, because guess what's going to happen? The Mariners lose, the Yankees lose to the Mariners in the 1st round. Mariners go on and take a loss to the Indians, which go ahead to again those damn 95 TBS Superstation, damn Atlanta Braves, with all the names that we always
love
say.
It.
Otis
Sid
Nixon,
Green, Terry
Pendleton, John Smoltz, Steve Avery,
Deion Sanders.
Everybody knows these cats, right? Because of TBS.
I was a Braves fan back then too, because I mean that's the only thing you could watch on TV. We've talked about this before.
I go from my grandmother's house back in the day, walk in the door. All I have to do is look up at the TV. If it's daytime, Superstation TBS Atlanta Braves is on, bro.
Yep, exactly.
TV was tuned in. So the Braves go ahead and win that series because we know that the Indians ain't never won shit, right? You know what I'm saying? That is like one of those things. It's still hard to believe that the Cubs actually won a World Series before, but because clearly they went right back to where they were going. But anyway, the next year they come back and they hit. Jeter is on the roster, win as a rookie. Whoa, shit, look at this. Okay, and then they come back, and the Miracle Marlins in '97, that first year I moved up here, Greg Counsell and that whole shit. You know what I mean? Everybody know how crazy that was. But then they go 3 in a row, bro, to close out the '90s and open up the 2000s. Dude, these stories, and remember some of them names that used to rotate through there: Tino, Scott Brocious.
Yeah, they did talk about Tino a little
Yeah,
bit when
did.
He was on because remember
With
he was
Mariners.
Jeter got his first hit in Kingdom, and then Tino, they were like, Tino exchanged words, and they're like, oh, there's first of many or whatever, and then all of a sudden he's playing with Tino like 2 years later or whatever. So yeah, but that's how it's funny, because that's what I just Aaron Barcott and I were offline yesterday, and we were talking about it, and he was talking about Benintendi, the Yankees giving up nothing for Benintendi. Yeah. That's what they do. They don't pull up. The Yankees don't pull up players from the minor leagues very often nowadays. They just go out and buy them or trade for them and get them for a year or whatever. They just keep rotating their farm system. Yeah. I bet you the Yankees farm system isn't that great. I mean, they have that Jason Dominguez guy, like we've been talking about for a while. That might be the one guy that they hang on to. However, like, they're not going to pull up a starting pitcher to come up. When's the last starting pitcher this came up from? Barcott was here, he could tell us, but starting pitchers come up from the farm system for the Yankees in the last 5 years.
Yeah, they kind of stopped doing that since the boss.
Yeah,
since the boss wouldn't been, because I mean, think about all the names, like you just said, El Duque, okay, and his brother too, by the way. Okay, these cats come from them, and the Yankees used to come up with these dudes. Cano, what was the other dude that played shortstop? Not Didi Gregorius. Was it Didi Gregorius?
No, Didi came from Philly, I think. When did Didi start in Philly?
Who did? No, not Didi Gregorius. The dude that looks like him. I think Seattle didn't pay him no money. Oh, he went somewhere to the Rangers and got big money. A.S. Soriano.
Oh, Soriano? Yeah.
Soriano
came up
through the Yankees.
Cubs too. Yeah, I think Soriano did come up through the Yankees. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. So,
but I'm talking about the pitching side though.
Yeah. No. But I'm just saying, Yankees used to always, they used to pull these Dominican dudes from nowhere, and you didn't hear nothing about these dudes. They were just in the farm club, and then they was in the bigs, and they would just run it, and then they would supplement that with Jeter, Dave Justice, you know what I'm saying? These weird names, they would just cycle through. Tino, Luis Soto, all these weird names, they would just cycle through the damn Yankees roster while they're winning 3 in a row. Okay, 3 in a row, bro. Let me just look real quick at who the roster was of the 98, the 98 Yankees. Are you kidding me, bro?
Bernie Williams,
Girardi and Posada, Brocious, Knobloch, Jeter, Martinez, Soho, not who did I say?
Soto.
Yeah, I said Soto. That's what I meant.
Yeah, Soto. I corrected you. Yeah.
Right. Paul O'Neill.
Yeah.
Tim Raines, Darryl Strawberry, Bernie Williams, young Bernie Williams.
Yeah.
And Chili Davis. Good old Chili Davis.
Davis.
Man. Look, and of course they still had the young arms. They had Pettit as the young arm, Rivera as the young arm, Stanton, David Wells, Dave Cohn, which they acquired.
Yeah,
that was highlighted.
That was part
of
it. Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
And El Duque. That was the 98 squad with Hideki Arabi. Come on, dog. So that's 98. That was 98. Who did they turn back over to repeat?
99.
Who do we have in 99 when I was trying to repeat? So who left the squad and who came? 99 Yanks. That was
Posada came up with them. So that's right. All right. Posada came up. Jeter came up. I think Bernie Williams came up in that system. But what I was saying earlier, I know people are probably thinking, the fuck are you talking about? All those guys came up. Now that's not the way that they do things.
Right. Because
they built it. Now they're up there where they can just buy. And this kind of goes back to the Mariners right now. If they could do this, they have their farm system built. Now you're going to produce a winning team. So now you replicate the model that the 98 and 99 Yankees did. Now you have the fluctuation of cash. If your owners are ready to do that, you can go out and get the Soto, as we discussed, in the podcast, in my opinion. Does that make sense?
Yeah. And so the 99 squad pretty much stayed the same, and they called up Soriano as a rookie.
Yeah.
So then now you got a shortstop, or I don't even know what he played.
He was second. He played
second.
Second, and then he went to the outfield. Yeah.
Yeah. So that was a squad. Like I said, it's a three-peat. I'm sure this dude Barcott remembers 100%. He remembers this three-peat it was yesterday.
Of course he does.
You know what I'm saying? While I'm sitting here after the Dodgers win, they don't
pulling all this up.
Years. Yeah. I mean, what you know what I'm saying? Talking all of that shit. And then you come back to close out the decade. You add Roger Clemens and Dwight Gooden. So this is when it starts.
See, you're adding these pitchers is what I'm saying. Yeah, exactly what I was talking about. They don't pull up those pitchers. So I guess this kind of goes back to the same thing we were talking about Soto or who they're going to get. If the Yankees want to go out and acquire anybody, they're going to be able to trade whichever their top 5 prospects and their pitching affiliates in their minor leagues are to get whoever they want to go to a team, because a lot of these teams are always looking for pitching. The Yankees have always done it differently. They'll go out and pay the money for the pitching staff, and then they'll fill in the rotation part. So in what you were saying about the Mariners, sell the farm system right now, go with your pitch, your pitchers right now, and then maybe keep a couple of those high-end pitchers, but get rid of everybody else to get Soto. It's the same thing the Yankees did back then. They'll give up prospects just like what they did with Benintendi. They gave up nothing for him.
Well, I just think that the Yankees got to get back to being the Yankees because they used to paying for it. And that's just what they did. And all of a sudden, once the boss died, they stopped. Because after 09, now we're looking at about to be 13 years, the Yankees haven't seen the World Series. Right. But the Mets have since then. You know what I'm saying? The Red Sox have twice since then, which I'm sure people in New York, the Yankees fans, hate that. You know what I'm saying? Hate that. You know what I'm saying? And them Cubs don't win. And not even to talk about the hated San Francisco Giants that won multiple times during this process. So that's just what it is. I mean, we're lucky that the Yankees haven't been doing that like they used to do, because the league would be tore up, bro.
What's your all in all take on the first couple episodes of the Captain Doc?
I told
interested,
you,
not interested.
Well, I mean, I'm going to watch
Jordan status. I believe that. I'm on that.
I'm going to watch it, but I mean, I don't think that. I hope they're not trying to put Jeter on like some of this baseball pedestal situation, because if you look at players who have comparable numbers to Derek Jeter, come on, man, and they're regular guys. I mean, where's my Pete Rawls documentary at?
And he's got 3,000 hits, right?
I don't give a shit. But everybody got 3,000 now.
Not
no more, but the last people who got 3,000 hits is all the people that need 3,000 hits. You don't need to let no more wild, dumb names up in there. Miguel Cabrera, probably the last name you need to be in there. After that, forget it. Just play the game. Y'all never going to get none of this stuff. Don't do it. But I will be interested to see how this captain situation, okay? How did Derek Jeter become the captain? Did somebody just give him this nickname? Or was he really like one of those dudes in the locker room? This is what I would love to see, because we just went through some of these lineups that they had. There's some accomplished names in there. Roger Clemens, Darryl Strawberry, you know what I mean? And a couple other cats. And then, of course, we're talking about the 09 team was loaded with A-Rod on it. You know what I'm saying? So I'll be interested to see how they progress it and talk about more of Steinbrenner stories, his relationship with Steinbrenner. Did he have one of those relationships with Steinbrenner like Magic had with Dr. Jerry Buss? Like they portrayed in Winning Time, kind of like, this is my guy, I'm gonna hold on to this guy. Or was he ever on the verge? Did he ever have any trade rumors swirling around the name of Derek
after that first year? Yeah.
Well, I mean, after that. I'm talking about after we start winning and after he, you know what I'm saying, start just being blah, right? Because it was a well-known thing that Derek Jeter's defense was suffering, and the only reason they kept him there is because he's Derek Jeter. A-Rod isn't come on, dog.
So who's the top office front guy who believed in him, like they said in the first episode or something, or second episode, where they're like, is this the guy? And they're like, yes, he's the guy.
Yeah.
And then they almost trade him, but then they couldn't trade him because of the Tony Fernandez injury. So there's definitely need to find out how he becomes, quote unquote, the captain when you have Posada and you have O'Neill and you have Tino Martinez. Yeah, you have all these guys there. Or is that just one of those captain nicknames because he was out there hustling and he just put on a good face, you know? Or was he really a leader? So we'll see.
I don't know.
Yankees fans always say he's a leader and he's the best and all that.
That's what I'm saying. This captain nickname might turn out to be a bunch of bullshit, because I just heard an old school story that Charlie Hustle was a slam.
Was a what?
That was a slam. Charlie Hustle wasn't a nickname that was given because that's dope. Okay, the story goes that in a all-star game or something like this, when Pete Rose was a young buck, Mickey Mantle apparently is still around, okay? And apparently he hits a drive. He thinks it's out of here. Pete Rose snags it and robs him, okay? And so he's like, who the fuck is this guy? Later on in that game, apparently Pete Rose legs out something. Right. And apparently they cross paths, and Mickey Mantle tells the dude, all right, Charlie Hustle. You know what I'm saying? So he's saying it like, you know what I'm saying, you a do-gooder. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you're a teacher's pet. It's one of those situations, but Pete Rose put the flip on it. And man, come on, you can't even get more natural. You think of Hustle when you think of him when it was supposed to be a slight. It was supposed to be derogatory when Mickey Mantle says
it turned a switch. It lit the fire. It said, you know what? Hey, that's why
Charlie
he would
Hustle,
go in hard.
Yeah, calm down.
In hard, didn't he go in hard on my guy Gary Carter at the All-Star game, or in a playoff game or something? Where they had the collision. I don't know if that's
huge,
right.
Huge collision. Phillies, when he was on the Phillies.
Battery. Yeah, when he's on the Phillies against the Expos back in the day.
Huge collision.
Yeah.
Almost ruined Gary Carter's shit. I think in that one documentary, it might have been the Mets one. I think they talked about that.
Did they? Yeah.
That actually jacked him up for a little while.
Yeah. So that's interesting to find out. So we'll stay tuned. We'll figure it out and we'll see what happens with that. So. All right, homie. Well, that's enough for the post game. Let's see. You know, we gave the people a little bit of post game stuff, after hours love, and that's just what we do. So
yeah, man. Hey, more stuff starts happening, the more you're gonna see my lips flapping about with an opinion about all of this stuff, and it's gonna be some of the wildest opinions y'all done heard. Because I
love it, because you know what?
I'm taking a stance now.
Because you know what? Both of us have nothing but time. Even though you got kids and all that, I know you got time, brother. And I know you got time, because I have time and I need something to do with my fucking time.
I'm over here trying to come up with these concepts, trying to write these damn concepts, bro. Hold on, let me see if I got a concept that I could spill on the air of something that I was thinking about.
Why he's looking at that, make sure you guys all subscribe, rate, and review on all platforms, baby.
Hey.
Podcasts platform you listen to, the YouTube channel, subscribe. We appreciate it.
Nah, I ain't got nothing.
What you got?
Nah, I ain't got nothing else, man. I just happened to
still work in progress.
Well, it's starting to get to that end of July, so I'm starting to, go to NFL Network in the morning. Okay, as part of my morning regimen, you hit the news up, you hit, the money channels up, and then you hit NFL Network, right? All of a sudden I tuned in yesterday, and ain't no damn K Adams, bro.
Nope, no K Adams, bro.
No K Adams. Gone, man. I'm shocked and amazed. They added Jason McCourty to the group. He's going to be a permanent fixture to replace Mike Robb / Nate Burleson, that role. So Jason McCourty's going to be is the man now, trying to figure the show out. He seems like he's going to be all right, but yeah, I was just shocked and thrown that there was no Kay Adams, and I got to get used to whoever this other woman is. I wish I had her name. It would credit her, but I was so shocked
too the other day, and
I was so shocked there was no.
I can't remember, but yeah.
I felt bad.
Kay Adams was out, and
did she lose her job? Was she gonna be?
No, they just couldn't. They couldn't come to terms on something, I guess, and just kind of went a different way because she's legit. I love her, man. She's awesome.
Yeah, it's comforting in the morning because she knows how to hold court at a sit down. She knows how to, you know what I'm saying, how to throw it to people, and she knows how to stay in the mix. She was a real good host. You know what I'm saying, for the guys, you know what I'm saying, because there's a lot of personality up in there, and I get it. But yeah, man, hey, shout out to Kay Adams, man. I hope you're doing all right, man. Hey, I know you're getting paid out the unemployment though.
Yeah, she'll be all right. She'll find a job in a heartbeat. Hey, well, but when we close it out, bro, I will see you Saturday, brother.
Let's go. Hey, you know I'll be talking with you offline, trying to get the arrangements together.
Yeah, one way or another. I'll see you Saturday. Anav's big homie and Sticks will be around at the golf tournament that we discussed down at Washington National for Angel Man Syndrome.
Give them the
we'll be live. Well, not live broadcasting, but we'll be out there. Mm-hmm. So
in person.
Shout out to Trent and Danny Henderson, and they're always having fun foundation. Golf tournament Saturday, July 30th at Washington National Golf Club in Auburn. Go to alwayshavingfunfoundation.org and donate to Angel Man Syndrome. We're going to be there, definitely donating some money while we're there, as obviously with the auction items and tickets and all that stuff. So, and whatever else we can do. So we'll be there.
Everything. I'm winning everything.
We'll attempt to post some stuff out and about. So stay tuned. Check out the Instagram, Sports Fix with Sticks and Nos Big Homie. Check out Twitter at Sticks015. Check out Twitter at homie_anonymous.
Yeah, that's it.
And I'll attempt to do some Facebook posts as well, I'm sure. So, all right, homie. I will see you Saturday, my brother.
Peace.